What's up, you guys? Hopefully you can hear me. Let me know in the comments that I hopefully can see. Yeah, so I'm definitely using the basic version here. But that just using StreamYard gives me the ability to allow you guys to come on panel tonight and give me your thoughts, share opinions, share evidence, share facts, pictures, whatever it is you guys have and you want to discuss. We will discuss that. And I have been waiting to be able to do that with you guys. I want to thank everyone for being here. Hello, Hippie Sissy. Hello, Jason. And hello to my fabulous mods. Thank you, guys. Hey, Donnie. Oh, my God. I'm so glad you was able to stay awake. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Possum. Awesome, possum. So, I want to start off like we used to. How is everyone? You know, I had two lives made, unfortunately, and I think I might have messed up by doing so because I never deleted the other one that was set to be done on YouTube. That may have very well screwed a bunch of stuff up and whatnot. So if you have any friends that maybe would want to watch this, be sure you let them know the link. Give them the link, is what I'm saying. Thank you so much, Donnie. I really wanted to look a little fresh, but I was running super behind as usual. Timing is just not my thing. Fantabulous, says Hippie Sissy. Thank you. David Strub, thank you for following me over on my Instagram. I appreciate it very much. You know, when you're covering whatever you're covering, you need an audience, right? So I do thank you guys, all of you, for following me, subscribing, and just, having enough sense to be there and not just believe everything. I'm different. I'm not going to ride a wave because of popularity or fame. None of those things. If something's right, it's right. If something's wrong, it's wrong. So that's kind of what's up with the I don't agree with Ryan UpChurch. I have agreed with a lot of the things that he has put out recently. And he's really brought a lot of attention to the case, to Kiely, and to efforts for finding her when she was missing. I mean, truly, I have to be honest here. Even though I follow true crime and was once and am now a true crime creator, I had not heard about the case until I saw Ryan's post. I'm all the way on the other side of the country. Keep that in mind. And a lot of his fan base is. We hadn't heard about the case yet, and had he not gotten involved, who's to say when everybody over here would have found out, right? What is it, Dad? But so I do thank him for that, and I thank him for putting two and two together. And like I've said, it wasn't his fault that Xana May jumped him in that live, but what I saw today is not it, bruh. It's not the way to do things. I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful. I love you, your content. I love all of those things. I love your music. I love your stories. I love to hear all of the good things you have to say. Like when you talk about the resources you have comparative to those of a single mom, or when you talk about your community, Cheatham County. I love all of that. And I love that, you smoke weed, but you're totally against other drugs. That's what you have displayed to your fan base. And I have been part of that. However, going full Alex Jones because you get aggravated or whatever is not the way to do it. And in my opinion, that's what's happened here. I know you have plenty of common sense, and you know that there are plenty of people out there willing to make $1 off of somebody else's tragedy. Now, I saw the post of, the GoFundMe that you had brought to the public's attention, that it was fraud and that, all of that. But Kiely Rodni went missing on August the 6th at approximately 12:30 a.m. We know that. Her car, after days and days and days and a long time of us wondering where that baby was, Come to find out, she was literally right 55 feet, I want to say, from her last ping, right there at Prosser Reservoir. We watched her car be pulled out. We know that her body was inside. AWP, they're not hoaxsters, okay? They do not spread hoaxes. They do a very, very important thing for the public, for the people, for people who are hurting, people who do not know where their loved one is. That is a huge, huge miracle, blessing, what they do. And the fact that it hadn't been done until they began to do it is insane to me. They done something absolutely original and it helps others, so that's great. So when you're saying hoax this and hoax that, you're claiming that they lied, and that's absurd. That's absolutely absurd. I know that there's a lot of really weird things in this case. There's a lot of weird connections. The media has done an absolute trash job, like usual, at telling the public about it. They've given us, but really that goes back to the law enforcement involved, the Prosser County Sheriff's Department. The same sheriff's that son possibly was at the party on August the 5th going into August the 6th. Now, why would there be an absolutely huge exodus of cars at 12:30? Anybody? You think it's because something terrible happened to Kiely? Now, why would their parents tell them not to speak if they saw nothing, knew nothing, and they thought she was abducted? They wouldn't. They wouldn't. When you put two and two together, it makes four, right? Every time. But so that's a lot of that's just in a nutshell what I want to discuss tonight. I want to have you guys on panel, and I want to discuss things like we used to do in my olden days. I want to welcome you guys, Hippie Sissy, Chastity, Miss Luann. Hello, gorgeous. How are you, my darling? Just all of you, thank you so much for being here. If you don't care to share the live and just spread awareness. Does anyone else feel like he's got more to say that's going to have everyone closing their internet tabs with a what the F reality simulation tripping mushroom shit I smoke? I wonder if maybe he found out something else that he hasn't talked about. That's possible. But I'm not dogging Ryan. I really am not. I just think that I don't really know what to think, to be honest. The last thing I've heard, I just don't agree with. The other things he said, absolutely, I agree with them. Welcome, Shy Wolf. That's okay. I was late too. White Eyes. Wonder if Creek Squad still believes him about everything and thinks he's not full of BS. White Eyes, I don't know. I hope that people are not believing what he put out today, for sure. Because it's toxic. It's really toxic to the family. And I mean, it's weird for me because I don't want to be I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be disrespectful towards him because he's helped me through a lot of hard times, right? However, I'm not the type to stay quiet and pretend like I agree with something if I don't. And I just can't agree with it being a hoax. You know what I mean? Could it be a setup? Could it be a cover up? Could it be foul play? Could it be an accident? Could it be all of those things? Yes. But do I think that all of those people, including AWP, decided to pretend that this happened when Kiely isn't a real person or that's not her name? Or no, absolutely not. And maybe that isn't where he was going with it. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's a mind game, but I am concerned. I am, and I wish that I could know more. Support with Steffa. Oh my God, my girl Britt is back. I am back. I have been back now, you guys, for like 3 straight days. And the day before that, mind you, I went on Zav Girls Live. And it just sparked something inside of me to want to do these panels with you guys again. But yeah, if anything happens while we're on the live, feel free to come on. I'm going to actually give you guys the link. See, I'm trying to be nice as possible. I think he's too invested and it's driving him mad. He needs to rest, and I really hope this display doesn't affect him in other areas. I do too. Truly, I do. So when I reach out to him to explain this and when I decided to do this, I'm I don't know what I'm doing, honestly. I'm just trying to do what's right and talk about these things and raise awareness and brush off that side of things, because I don't want Kiely's case to go away and not be solved and her not get justice if foul play was involved. And I feel that way. I do. Um, and I feel it's highly possible that there could be something absolutely crazy going on. But I don't feel that a hoax, that this is all made up, is the thing. You know what I mean? So when I say this and say that I don't agree with him, I'm not being rude. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm concerned, truly. I am very concerned. I think he's got a lot of yes men around him and whatnot. That's one side of it. Then maybe very well I don't know something, and there's more to the story that he knows that I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't think I don't honestly think he means Kiely is not real. I think that his misdirection at them for what he was showing, like faking defeat, and that the hidden message was it. Right. You think that it was for money. Okay, so you think that when he says hoax, he's talking about the content creators and those people and what they're doing. That's a possibility, but we'll watch some clips and I'll discuss it with you as we do, because I don't want to take anyone else's content. I can create my own, because I have a big mouth, as you all know, and I can sit here and talk. Jane Ivy's addiction. Hey, girl. What's up? Support with Steffa. I have been ignoring UpChurch because I love Ikmail. Are there new updates with Kiely? I'm not sure where you are in the story. There's new things coming out. A lot of it is really what I consider the true crime drama, the drama and true, or true crime news. Let's see. But we don't need the theories and finger pointing like Summer Wells either. I understand people have good intent, but sometimes it hurts cases and prolongs it with wild rumors and theories. Yes, I don't want Kiely, because I do care. I do care very much about that little girl. I care very much that her case is taken seriously and that it's investigated thoroughly. I really do. I care about her mother, who I saw absolutely torn to shreds, crying. You know what I mean? And I know that when this started, Ryan was very concerned about her mom, because he's a country boy and knows that you have to respect the mama, you know? And that's where a lot of his fan base really relates, because he has those morals of a country boy, you know? I feel like it could be a sop, and maybe that's other thoughts as well. Doesn't mean she wasn't real, allegedly. I get what you're saying, but I just don't go with the whole her not being real thing. You know what I mean? And I can't get down with that. And I don't want that to get started. I don't want it to distract people from the ultimate goal, which is finding out what really happened, right? Because all in all, that's what's brought this to the forefront. The fact that so much bullshit has been spread and it's not helping. You know what I mean? Um, and that's not just from one person. It just happens sometimes, and we need to do something to stop it. I changed my name, but I was one of your first 50 subs during the CW days. Oh my God. Well, thank you for that, Jane. And thank you for being here tonight. I know it's pretty random. I didn't really talk about it coming back and whatnot. I just kind of showed up. But that's how it goes, isn't it? I don't want to be creating if it's not for the right reasons. If I'm not passionate about a case, if it's not to help someone, if it's not something that my heart tells me to do, then I don't want to be doing it. I don't never want to be one of those YouTubers starved for content and just doing it because I have to provide for my family. That's disgusting, and I don't never want to have to be in that situation. Um, this channel is demonetized, right? But when I say this, I do believe that people should be able to make money for their work, for their time, and I think that it's okay to support people, right? So if you would like to support the channel, I do have a Cash App, and it is money sign Brittany Lou with 2 U's. Other than that, I don't need a dime from anyone. I just want to discuss this matter. I want to discuss the distractions. I want to discuss what we think's really going on. I'm glad to be back as well. I cannot believe people are saying Kiely is not real. They said that about Shannon and the girls as well. They called them actors. Yeah, and see, no, you got to realize when somebody passes away, when somebody dies, if somebody is murdered, which is the possibility in this case, you know, it's permanent, you guys. It don't change. These people that loved Kiely, her mommy, her family, her friends, they have to live every day now without her on this planet with them. And it's permanent. And they're going to be reminded in so many ways. They're going to look at things and remember her. And it's going to hurt. I don't want to hurt that family. And I just, I can't support the theory of a hoax. I just can't. And I had to say something. Regardless, YouTube definitely hasn't been the same without you. Very happy to have you back. Keep on being you, Britt. Keep shining. Well, thank you. I love you guys. So what I'm going to do, I am going to remember the best I can on how to get this link. All right, I've got it. And I'm going to share it with you guys in hopes that you'll come on and give me your thoughts and opinions. When we brainstorm theories and ideas, and if you have some information I don't have, if you found out something I've not heard about, that helps a lot. Now, I don't want any of the weird stuff, nothing that's going to hurt the family or anyone else. I want to be respectful. So there's the link. If you have something to talk about, touch on, anything, feel free to come on and let's talk about it. If I can remember how to do this, keep in mind. Let me see how you do it. See, okay. So there's where I'll go if you come on. Awesome. I love listening to panels. Oh my gosh. If you guys remember, I got scrutinized back in the day for doing that, for just opening my channel up to people. But I found it to be really productive, and it brought us closer together, I actually want to know how they do the phone call, like the call-in thing. If I can get enough funds together to set my stuff back up and have like a little studio, I would absolutely love to be able to do the phone calls, the call-ins. I love that. And someone mentioned a guy named Dolly to me yesterday, and I had no idea who that was, but now I do. And Dolly is an interesting person. I saw some of his live, and I found it to be pretty cool, Hey, not your average advocate. How are you? See, I think it's just a tragedy, a terrible tragedy, in my opinion. Oh, girl, I definitely want to come up. Let me get my dog situated. Absolutely. Yes, come up. Feel free. Now, guys, I don't know if on the basic form of this, if I can share photos and videos with you guys or not. But if I can try to remember how, I'm going to do my best. Layout. Okay. Can I not do it now? Oh, I forgot about that too. So, support with Steffa says she's probably going to come up. Overlay. Is that the way I would do it? I look so stupid right now. I'm so sorry, you guys. The only way to get back into it is just to jump into it, I guess. And that's what I've done here. Jesus, I don't remember how to do this. Oh, gosh. I can't. It won't let me still yet. See. Oh, girl. See, you do not look stupid, says Chastity. Thank you, babe. Moose said hi. He's listening to you. And he said, it's been a long time. Laugh out loud. It has been a very long time, indeed. Hey, Alexis, how are you? I'm glad you made it to the live tonight. All right. Well, I had some pictures of things that Ryan had said and so on, and I really wanted to share it with you guys. I had some photos of Kiely as well from the party that I wanted to share. Just a bunch of things. Once I get the funds, I will set this up so that it's not just basic, and we'll go into it. It's unfortunate that I can't, but I can probably throw together a video, and we'll do it that way. All I hear them say is, share screen. I'm no help, says Hippie Sissy. You look great. Welcome back. Hey, Chastity. Oh, thank you guys. So what else? What else was I going to touch on? I don't know. My brain is just all out of whack right now. Are you guys in the same boat? Like you, You care about people. You care about things. When those two things come together and there is controversy, it makes it hard to know what to say or do, right? Jane Ivy says, hello to Miss Luann. And Alexa says, hey, hippie sissy. But yeah, it's like being pulled, having your arm pulled this way and then having your other arm pulled this way. And you just don't know what to do. You want to do the right thing and you care about people. I mean, I don't know if Ryan knows something we don't or what. I don't know if this case has just took a hard toll on him. I don't know. But I mean no disrespect in saying that I disagree. But I do, in a way, find what was said to be disrespectful to the family, I definitely feel like we all found ourselves in Wonderland, that's for sure. Right, Shy Wolf? Yeah. Yeah. But I do want to say, I saw those photos of Zanny Mae. I saw her in photos with a girl that did appear to have similar traits to the lady from the press conferences, but I don't believe that is her. Hippie Sissy says, I agree. It was disrespectful and hard to watch. Yeah. Alexis, will I be back regularly now? Absolutely. Despite this channel being demonetized, I'm going to grow it to its fullest extent. And actually, that helps me a lot because that'll just, those really like money hungry, jealous ass creators, they won't have no reason to be coming over here bothering me. The world is a stage. Welcome to the simulation. I've always, as a child, I didn't know anything about, we all didn't, clearly. It wasn't really a thing, the internet. And then now you got Meta, and you've got so many different forms of technology. And now, basically, life's going to be on the metaverse, right? Who's to say that this isn't, like, in the future, which would actually be the current time, and we aren't, like, a game or simulation, and we're the main character because, it's weird to think, but there's so many odd things in life. And, I never knew the word manifestation until the last few years. And at first, when I heard it, I thought, yeah, you lucky. I can't. We all can manifest our dreams and become whatever we want to be. It just takes putting in the work. Manifesting things is not just putting it out there. It's not just saying it. When you say something and you put it out there, you're more likely to work your ass off to make it happen, Lola Roo, I'm starting to believe it 100. Right, hippie sissy, says Lola Roo. It's very believable. Oh, I've got a guest. It's Steffa. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Come on in.
Hey, girl.
Oh, my God. This is so weird. I've not had a panel in like almost 2 years. So you are my very first person on panel.
So I feel so honored.
Well, you should.
I'm trying to get my avatar up there, but I don't know why it's not working.
I don't know, girlfriend. I've had the awfulest time trying to remember how to use this stuff. It's crazy. You'd think it would be like riding a bike, but it really is not.
No, I'm like, so this one time at band camp, I knew what I was doing, but I don't know how to do that anymore. So where have you been? So I have lots. So you are like the woman. Did you know that you had no idea that you were going to predict the future in this whole saga? You okay, Bubba? With the whole
I'm here. Are you there? Steffa?
Can you hear me?
I can barely hear you. I need to maybe get some earphones. Hang on. Eric, can you see if you can find my earbuds? Ask Sadie. She probably has a pair. Or there was a pair underneath the TV stand. I want to be able to hear you, and I want to be able to respond to everything you say. And I thank you for coming on.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna. Let me try to go out and come back in. See if
You
that
don't
works.
have to do that. It's not your fault, I promise. It's this piece
Okay.
of crap
Okay.
phone of mine. 100%. And actually, if I turn off the air, that'll help as well.
Okay. So.
So 1 second here.
Okay.
All right. Now that's fixed. I was right all along. Okay. So tell me what I was right about.
Are you keeping up with the drama with
Oh, hell no, honey. The best way to hurt somebody who wants to hurt you is to not give them a fucking ounce of your attention or life.
I know, but you were right. You were like a damn
I knew I was
psychic.
right.
I love it. Like, we were, when this all went down this week, we're like, OMG, Brittany nailed it. With Heather Blether.
Yeah.
You were right. Like, you had it nailed to the T.
Nailed
like
to the wall.
Yes. I was like, everybody in chat when Alex was, I love Alex. She's one of my dear
I don't know
friends.
who that is.
She's like one of those souls that just has love and light, one of those people. And
Right.
So she shared, like,
oh shit, sorry.
People are like just coming down on her, and most people in the YouTube world know like how kind-hearted she is. So no one really believed the things that were being said about her.
Listen, and if she was being done the way I was, then I feel sorry for anyone to go through that.
Yes, but she came with receipts this week, and it was like punch, 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 and everybody in there was like, "Oh, so Brittany had it right this entire time." Yes, Don Lee said Alex is beautiful, but what you had said about how Blether, when she had called the police to your house and all of these things, that it was all right. Things, you have no idea where things went. She pretended to be Chris Watts. She pretended to be the Scott Peterson high-powered attorney. All these things, and
what
to get money out of
what?
Yes. You'll have to go back.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I should have been watching. It sounds insane, but I was so hurt.
I know.
So hurt. I can't even express to you how much my community, our community means to me. Like, I didn't realize how much that it meant to me until all of that happened, and all this time has went by. I was, and where I have OCD too, I think that, a lot of that is the reason I am the way I am. But I had to completely detach and just step back and look at everything, see what I had done wrong to let it happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because somehow I put myself in that position, I've let these people into my life. I trusted them. And I learned my lesson,
I was new to YouTube when you came. And I saw you on AD because I was obsessed with AD at the time, because I was like,
girl.
Yes.
I know things you guys don't know that I've never told anyone about people and creators. Now I know what happened now, when back then I was so confused, didn't know what was going on, was trying to put two and two together. And when I would talk to you guys about what was going on, it just sounded fucking insane, really. So I get why, because it was insane, but it was real. And it, like mine thing. Okay. So Luann says, check your Cash App.
Oh yeah. Check your Cash App. Thank you, Luann.
What? Oh my God, I've not had anything like that.
A mess between Luann and Tasha, because that's how, and that was the other thing. I watched Tasha, and then there was that whole breakup between you and Tasha, remember?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Lord have mercy. Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh.
Like going down memory
lane. Thank you so much, Luann, for the donation. I truly, truly appreciate it a lot. But guys, remember, you do not have to send me anything. And if it's ever going to put you in a hard situation, I would never, ever, ever want you to do that. But I do appreciate it. And I promise you, I will put it forward towards paying for a StreamYard so that we can share materials. I'm sorry to cut you off, Steffa.
No,
I want to hear everything you have to say. I know it doesn't involve this case, but I don't think I can get back into this without touching on things. And you guys are my community and my audience, and I want to tune in, and I want you to have the answers you need or deserve,
Well, I mean, I don't know how much you know, but
I don't know anything went on after, but I can tell you a shitload of stuff that was going on back then.
Tasha's community, and then she had another turnover, and then another turnover. I mean,
oh yeah,
and unfortunately, it's very sad because Tasha was like a very she was very entertaining back then. And
I can't really, I don't feel, but
that way.
I understand. So you have a right to that. I want to hear about it.
Well, I say that because it got so nasty and it turned into a drama community.
That's all it is, babe. I swear.
It was never, but the true crime piece went away totally. And I found myself, I'm into the Delphi community. I'm in Ohio,
right.
so I'm
your name sound like your voice sounds so familiar to me. I swear.
So I am into Delphi, and when I went over to that community, they have some drama, but they are all about trying to solve the case. So I spend a lot of my time over there. I still love my friends that I made over here, but I want to be where they're into true crime, not where it all turned to
bashing and meanness, and
because I just want to spread light, not darkness.
I understand that. I do like to talk about things like that surround our crime, because I find it to be kind of like little crimes when the distractions are made, so I've always liked to talk about like what's going on in between things, right? That's how I started. It's just that I allowed things to get out of hand, and it became like bashing, and then like a big like girl fight, and that's just not cute, and nobody wants to see that or be involved in that, and it only hurts your audience. It just got so out of hand, and honestly, when you dive in deep and you're a content creator, and at that time I had a family, like a group of girls, and everything they said, I took it so like to heart, like I care. I truly care. And when I care too much at times. Right. And it like affected me like not well. And it wasn't good for my family. It wasn't good for my daughter to see me like that. So yeah. There are so many things that I do want to tell you guys about, but it does involve other creators. And that's why I have not. There's one really big creator that actually was very upset by my outing of Heather because it was their creation. And I just couldn't be. I just couldn't be on YouTube talking about it because it was eventually going to lead back to that person. And I have no ill will towards them now. And but I do think that all of that is disgusting.
Well, I think that disgusting. Creator got outed out, and then they turned around and blame it on. If it's the creator,
of course. Yeah. Of course, they can't take the blame for shit. Me, I was always willing to say if I done wrong, like body shaming. I felt so terrible about that, or whatever the thing was. I would admit to my wrongs. It's just that I was the only one doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah. See, I think you were targeted too, Britt. I know I was, you guys, and I mean it sounds so weird, but I don't know if my like formula like worked that well that people were that. I don't know, but I can tell you what one set of people done to me that I didn't realize because I just ain't that damn smart apparently. You know how I had like a lot of people that would send super chats and stuff, and like, do you remember my birthday? Well, what they done, they got in just enough so they could figure out who the people were that were sending money. And that's the only people they were worried about drawing into their group because they send money. That means they have money to send. And if they like whatever's going on their screen, they're going to send it. And so they were like, basically, it was all about a narrative and about like strategics and numbers. And I had no clue. I wasn't catching on, but Eric did. And so did my mod at the time, and some others. But me being me, I was like, oh, I love them, they would never. And well, they did, but whatever. So there's that. So yeah, also guys, be careful with your money, especially if you do have a hard time. Don't give your hard-earned money away to people that literally are only here for that reason. It's really sick. It's really sick. But I want to hear what else you got to say, Steph. What are
Okay,
your
what else?
opinions? What are
So
your opinions? Let's stop talking about me and back then. I thank you
okay,
though
let's.
for doing that with me.
So
But I want to know your opinion on Kiely and what you maybe think could have happened and what your opinions are on the Ryan UpChurch situation going along with it.
okay,
If you
Ryan
don't
up.
care to talk about those things.
Sure, sure. So I was there when the call came in the first time with Ronnie. Um, I do not think Ronnie was some kind of plant or anything like that at all.
Okay.
Um, I think wherever Ryan went, I think it was way off left base. In fact, I liked Ryan UpChurch in the Summer
Right. I mean,
Roasties.
I do too still. I don't know what's going on with
Yeah,
him, like to do this.
I
I
don't.
want to say though, I have followed him for so long. I've never seen him do anything vicious. And it's crazy to me that this is happening. Is it to you?
It was almost like, is there a substance? I don't know. It was that's the drug
I,
rehab nurse in me. I used to do drug
I
rehab
understand
as a nurse, and
the
so
the corrections officer.
the paranoia stuff was
Yeah.
like, yeah. So you know what I'm saying? That paranoia was
I
like, where is this coming from? This is like totally out of character.
I
Um,
debated it.
but
Yep.
yeah, so that is what I
I
kind
think
of
it
wondered.
could
I'm
be a
like,
manic thing. What do
or
you think of
manic.
that?
Yep,
Like
that's
manic depression, where
possibility.
you give away things and
Yeah, I thought about the giving away too of the car. Um, but uh, I was kind of like, I felt bad for Ickadmel because then he started saying that Ickadmel he was in on the actual murder himself, and like Ickadmel lives
right.
in Miami, and I'm going, what in the heck? Like,
Right. I
it,
think that that was because it could mill. Oh my gosh, that he like is involved in some sketchy stuff, maybe in the form of his channel and content, maybe, and that could be a connection because there are some connections. I did watch the lives where they did find some things, and but I don't think like you. I don't think there's any possibility that he could have been involved in the actual murder or so. Well, speculation if she was murdered.
right. The thing with AWP, AWP was one of the first channels I ever watched.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
love them.
yes, and I watched them on this this kid where the kid was like 15 feet from like where his family said they thought he went in, that they thought he committed suicide, and the um county wouldn't even go in and look. So that's when I fell in love with him the one time, and
Right.
then the county got mad that they even went and looked and found the kid.
I remember that case, and I
Yes,
remember they were standing up on the bridge after they done all the
yes,
work or
yes,
whatever. They were like, "Get out of here!" Basically, and was rude to them. Is that the case
yes.
you're talking about with the young
That's the
boy,
one,
and he was a
Nicholas.
fan? Yeah, he was a fan of
He was
them.
a fan,
And
and
the mom, oh, I've watched all their content. Like that is one YouTube that one YouTube channel I would never ever stop watching. I just
yep,
couldn't.
that was the one. So that's how I even knew about them. So to me, I was like, oh well, if she's there, I know they'll find her. Um,
Right.
so AW, people are saying, I don't know. I've heard some people, most people have been like ADP. Oh my God, they're amazing. They're amazing. But there's been some people that have said negative things about them. And I'm just like, this is
How can
where
you do that when they're
no
doing so much
way.
good?
I mean, that is hard work, even putting on one of the suits, let alone looking for them and then having to go back to shore, put the suit on, go back out. I mean, it's a lot of work what they did.
Yes. Oh my heavens, yes.
So,
And then like Jared, how he started with Sam, I want to say, and then
yep,
Sam kind of dropped off, and then now Jared has let Doug after, he really just spent that time with them and educated them and teaching, hands on, like being together, and now Doug is the one going to be in the forefront, I suppose, and then so, and then they've also trained other groups of people on how to do this stuff, and that's just
yeah,
absolutely amazing to me. I mean, that's
chaos
a
diver.
yeah, Chaos Divers. There's a couple of others. Let's see. This person says, I have a screenshot I can send. Absolutely. I need to pay for my subscription. I don't remember how much it is on here, but if it's $25, I'm definitely going to do that so we can share some photos. Absolutely send it to. to
Do you want?
me
Oh, I guess we'd have
on
to hop
Spark.
on mine if we did that because I have the subscribe. I have a channel, um,
Right.
and
Is
but I
your
guess
name Angela by any chance at
it's
all?
Stephanie. My
Stephanie.
name is
Okay,
Stephanie.
okay.
It's my channel support with Steffa, but
Oh, cool. Okay.
I did. I started my channel with my daughter because she grew up at a young age. She started having mental health issues, so we started it to
Oh,
help other families because she's been able to conquer them. Now she's living like her best life, and so
great.
we started like education. That's how we started out. Well, then we went to Delphi. Um,
I
to
remember you. I remember
yes,
you. Oh, girl. I've thought about you many times. I have
yeah,
over the shootings that's happened and like with the case going on right now
yes.
from the Florida shooting. And I really do. I think of you often. Jet's mom was actually in for a little bit last night during my live. And I hope you girls know what was going on back then and just my heart was always in the right place. It's just I was being led sometimes in the wrong direction
Oh, that
purposely.
happens. Oh God, we've all been there. We've
And
all
I
been
learned my
there.
lesson. It was a hard lesson to learn, but I learned it. I want to read you a few of the comments real quick. That way
Yeah, yes, of
they don't
course.
think I'm ignoring them. Let's see. Spam wrench. Is there spam going on, guys? I haven't seen it. If there is, I'm sorry. Uh, I do need to get a couple of other moderators, but let's see. Data Funk says, "Hey guys, quick question. You guys are the only ones talking about Kylie Rodni. Does anybody know who the guy on Sammy's shirt is in the interview with Mag?" Oh, you're talking about Tyler the Creator. That is his brand, Odd Future. He is like an artist and musician and also a YouTuber who creates content. A lot of the children are into it. My daughter is actually. She's getting to that age, where they start getting into that stuff. So I hope that answers your question. This says, I don't see any spam, but I'll look for it, Britt. And actually, Chastity, let me just go ahead and, well, shoot, what have I done? I hope I didn't remove your comment. Oh, I can't do it from here. Darn it.
Oh, you have to go over
Sadie,
YouTube.
right. Sadie, can you mod Chastity for me? You would hit them little dots to do that. Hippie Sissy says, totally stopping in Delphi when I go to see Amanda. Supposed to be, supposed to gone when she made 1,000, but life beating me down right now. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Is this a small picture of a military or officer? So did you send that, Data Funk, the photo you were talking about? My Insta. Hang on, I'll get you the link. Go ahead and keep talking with me, girl. I'm so sorry. I
Oh
just want to
no,
keep
no, please,
everybody involved, and I'm rusty, so
absolutely.
you gotta just
So
work with me here.
I was just saying that my daughter and I were into the Watts case, and we went
Yes.
down to Delphi, and we met Ron Logan, who is the guy where the girl's property was found, or the girls
Mm-hmm.
were found on his property, and he was a suspect. Um, and then we became like obsessed with Delphi, and that's when I got into the Delphi community, which they have a little bit of drama, but they call it drama. But after you've been with the Chris Watts,
It's not drama.
it's
It's
not
like just a
drama.
little disagreement.
Yeah, they
Okay,
have a little
my
disagreement.
Instagram, you
They
could
might call each
probably
other a
find it
name. Oh, so I'm
right.
sorry.
Oh, that's fine. My Instagram, I believe it's under Brittany Lou Preston altogether. I'm wearing like a leopard hat here. I've really got to fix this. Can I change my subscription while I'm doing the live? I wonder. I don't know. But I will find that photo and we'll touch on it. I'm so sorry that well, I'm just glad I could have you guys on panel at least. I thought I would be able to share media and photos and stuff tonight as well. But I guess that'll come tomorrow. There are actually a lot of comments, Steph, that I want to read. And then I want some more of your thoughts on things. Let's see. I still think that this was okay. I read that. Ryan also hired a PI, says TF20. Ryan done a lot of good things in this case. I'm not denying that and at all. He brought a lot of awareness to it. His intentions were good in the beginning, and I'm
Yes.
not saying that his intentions are necessarily bad now. It's just really alarming and concerning if he thinks that she's not real at all and that none of this happened and that it's all just for money. That's really concerning to me because this is very real and very permanent. and her family. And I know they're going to see that. I know for a fact they know Ryan's involved. And I don't know what's going to happen if this continues. And I really care about Ryan as well. And I just don't want to see his career hurt in any way, because he meant well. Do you think he meant well, Steph?
Absolutely. I think he meant well in the beginning. I really think that there's something else going on that would have caused him to
He
go
has a
say
court
out.
case going on right now, you guys. I don't know how many of you are aware of it. But like I said, I follow him pretty closely. And he's went to court with this same person once before. Before the allegation she had made were that Ryan had people buried in his front yard and some other things. This time she's saying that basically, I guess he was ABUSIVE towards her. But I reckon that was part of the other case. But anyhow, she's brought up about another case towards him, and she's not even from her country. She's from Canada. It's just a lot on him, I think. And then he I think, like all of us, we come to put ourselves. It's like you project yourself out of your body, out of your own problems, and try to help other people with theirs. Sometimes when you get into these cases, and considering that he just kind of started doing it with like the Summer Wells case, I
Yeah.
think that's what this is a way for him to get away from his issue and try to be positive in, a sense.
Yeah.
I know they're talking about the fact too, though, that he's got Superstar coming out right now, and then also 45 other songs, bruh. And if that has anything to do with this, that is disgusting. I'm sorry. I can't. I don't. I want to say to all of you that I don't think he would ever do that, and I never, because he's always been such a kind person and just good in so many ways and done so much good. But you never know. I don't know if he's gotten on something. Like I was saying, he's always been no to drugs, but things happen, and him going through this case and having these accusations made at him, you never know what that could cause. And if we truly care about Ryan, the Creek Squad community, I've gotten it, Justin. Let's see here.
You, before I paid for my prescription, I was able to share. Do you know how to, are you in? Yeah, you're in StreamYard.
Yeah.
At
Can we still share screens and stuff, even though?
Yeah, I was able to. I at the bottom, if you see where it said the share button is,
Mm,
if
mm,
you if you go
are you
back
talking about
to
guests?
like where you go back in backstage, I think it's backstage. Or
I don't
no,
even
actually,
have the backstage on my phone.
oh, you're on your
We may
phone.
go out and come back in just a minute so that we can really do this the right way, because I did have another one up. So what I'll do, and that is Tyler, the creator, Justin, 100%. That photo on her shirt that she had written, that is Tyler, the creator. You can find him on YouTube. He creates content, but he's also a musician and has his own brand, a lot like, Logan Paul and Jake Paul. You know how they all have their own brands, the Nelk Boys. But he's a really big YouTuber and a really big artist now. So yes, I can confirm that that's who that is, Tyler, the creator. And the weird thing is, I thank you for bringing that up, actually. The hoodie that Kiely was wearing that night, Odd Future, that is Tyler, the creator's brand. And the shirt she was wearing was a Tyler, the creator shirt. Like, the shirt she was wearing wasn't part of his Odd Future brand. It was actually like a shirt to support his music. You know what I mean? That was like one of his albums, like that ID looking thing that came from like one of his albums. I'm sorry, Steph. I really am. I want to talk
No,
to you, go back and forth. Let's see. Liza says the police officer doubting his answer for the question of how many um, patients. Oh, yeah. How many bodies were in the water? Guys, I don't know if you saw that press conference. It was our updated press conference after they had found Kiely in the car. And when he was asked, the sheriff, the one whose son might have been at the party, when he was asked if there was more than just Kiely in the car, he paused for literally like 8 seconds or nine, I don't know, a little bit. It was awkward. And then he said, no, there were no other bodies in the car. So I wonder this theory here. Is it possible that something happened to Kiely at the party? Somebody put her in the back and then took her car to that part of the lake. You know where I'm going with this? High speculation alert, because I don't know that to be true, but it seems like it's highly possible with the exodus of cars leaving like that. You think, something happened and then they cleaned up?
I'm not sure, but this was my thing. If that is true, how would they? I mean, you're going to take a major chance to go to drive the
It's a
car
huge
and
chance. But if
no
you're
way.
reliable for her death, you
I
get
mean,
and
it's
you're
a
young and you don't know what
yeah,
else to do.
but taking her car like in the pitch black to
Oh
drive
gosh.
it into the water and hopefully
Well,
you
I
get
don't think
out.
they drove it in. I think that they drove it to there, but then fixed it so that it would go in. Do you know what I'm saying?
But then wouldn't they put her in the front seat?
I mean, maybe not, because if they watch YouTube, then they know that the body would float to the back seat anyway.
If they had not, they put the seatbelt on her.
Well, yeah. I mean, if she was, but what kids nowadays wear seat? You get what I'm saying? Like, this is speculation. I don't know it to be true for sure, but I do think that there's some, maybe possibly some substance to it, but it could just be a simple terrible accident. It could very well.
Right.
I just have a feeling like deep in my soul that it isn't. I don't know why, but it's like strong. And I guess it's got to do with a lot of these things. Like, for instance, the same things I think that are causing people to now go off the rails and call it other things than what it is.
Yeah. Now, when in the beginning, up until the car was found, I thought it was definitely an abduction. Somebody at the
Right.
party, and then when we found out there was more, when we found out there were older people, but then the first day that ADP got there, they didn't look. They checked another body of water. They said they had intel that there was more than one party, and to check this other body of water first. So they checked the body of water first. I think it was Doug that they interviewed and said they didn't find her, but they had intel to check this body of water first.
Yeah. So
Because
you saw that media.
yes,
There was a news station that was questioning about it. That was the first day that they were there and they were searching the other lakes.
yes, and that's why I was like, oh, well, maybe if there's more than one party, okay, maybe
Did
she
you know
went.
the reason they checked Crosser last is because the officers made them very clear that they had searched it so carefully that there was no way she was in there. That is true that
Yep.
because they gave them a map and like showed them, I mean, they didn't come out and say don't search there, but you know,
Yes, and that was crazy to me because I was like,
it's pretty
I know
suspicious.
AWP in their mind, they're like, that means nothing to us
They
because
were
we
going to search it there anyway. They are not
yeah,
going to not search a body of water that she was last seen at and the ping. They know, all too well that. But they were encouraged to search other bodies of water that had resources, put into whatever you want to say. But that's why they were saying they were encouraging that. But I wonder, this whole sheriff ordeal, the son. I don't know. It's speculation, and we have every right as Americans or as human beings to brainstorm to try and figure things out. Especially when you're going off the things that we are. We're not just making it up or just being crazy cats and saying these things.
right,
You all have all seen them. I'm hoping that you've seen the footage, the media stuff, the news, the press conferences they done throughout the time, and then also, we've learned all too well that a lot of this. Our work as creators and in the true crime community doing these podcasts and stuff, a lot of times people are obsessed with that and love being noticed. Um, you know, I'll leave
I
it at that.
I
But
have a question. Okay,
yes.
you know how when you watch ADP and you can when you see the bodies of when you see these cars, whether they're upside down or on their side or upright, you can tell they're a car when they point them out in all of their videos. Like I always can see, oh yeah, I see it. There's the tires, and then you can tell most of the time if they're a truck in all of their videos. In that video, I could not tell that it was a vehicle. Could you? It just looked
Right.
like a bunch of mush.
Are you talking about Kylie's vehicle?
Yes.
Um,
So, and
they
it did not
are
look like the vehicle.
right. They are very trained because they've done it so much, and
Right.
they know. Well, especially now because they went back to a few of their first searches where they didn't find people, and then found people. And they realized, their mistakes throughout time because they do it so darn much. And her car not being covered in the junk and gunk, so you're right, it did look different. But I mean, we got to remember these law enforcement, the FBI and all of that, they had other equipment that should have found her like easily. You know what I mean? They had much better equipment that is actually made for this. They had equipment I've never heard of or seen before. Like the people that were like the face masks that could see and all that crap. Then they had like on the shore, they could see the footage that they were seeing, like just some weird stuff. So, I mean, it was a very
Interesting.
extensive search. And here's another thing. They did allow the people in, right? But guess one of the areas that was closed off for people to search?
There.
Exactly there. Yes. And
Do you
that's
think
crazy.
do you think this case will I really believe this case will be changing the way that
Things are done.
yep, I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
AWP is going to
I think they're
be the
going to
new standard.
be, yeah, I think they're going to be the ones training the friggin'
Yep,
FBI. Yeah, I
I
do.
agree.
I think that something's going on really weird in this case, and it's causing a fuck ton of problems. It's causing people to go off and say it's a hoax. It's causing people to think all these crazy things. And I think it leads right back to very well, this is me going out on a limb and really risking probably a lot of things. But I do wonder what law enforcement don't somebody, I'm not saying the whole body, I'm not saying all of law enforcement, I'm not saying the FBI, but I do think that someone who is an officer has a reason to hide things. You know what I mean? And I think that's what's led us to here and why now all of this is falling apart and why there's so many weird coincidences and this and that and whatever. I think the people that if let's say this was a murder or a cover up that because she'd overdosed or something, that's speculation. I don't know that Kylie had anything in her system at this point, but it was said that she was consuming products from a party, and she was only 16, only 16 years old, so that's a crime in itself right there. And then we heard Ronnie talking about his cousins, and
Being
it
there
did sound more like it was him at the party and like he was too afraid to say because he's got a wife and stuff, and don't want her to know he was out at a party
with
doing things he
kids.
shouldn't have been with
Right.
kids and that involved drugs. And it sounded to me like he was trying to say his cousins were the ones that brought the cocaine. So if he was actually his cousins, you see what I'm saying? It's just such a mind, and I get where all of this is so much on somebody who's already going through so much. And but it still doesn't excuse calling it a hoax. It really doesn't. It don't. I'm
Why?
sorry. I've got
One
to
more
be
question.
unapologetically truthful about it.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yep. I did. Okay. At the presser, after she's found, it's a different sheriff than the sheriff we'd seen the entire time. And
What?
yes, look at it. They use they don't use, um, the
Guys, I'm
sheriff.
sorry I haven't got your comments. Keep going,
Okay.
Steph. I'm
But
sorry.
no, the sheriff, they remember that, Nevada City or Nevada Sheriff Department,
When
and
that department was involved?
yes, the Nevada Sheriff was not Nevada, the um the the state, but Nevada the county
Right.
was the sheriff that did was the
Was
sheriff
he
that
the
spoke.
now, which one was he? Like, can you describe him, like his appearance?
I would have to pull it up on my laptop.
Right.
Um
Because I know there was the bald guy in the green uniform, which I was
he and then
assuming
also
was
their
the national
um
forestry
okay,
like
their
officers. Because they've
Placer
got to be
County.
involved too.
Yeah, but they didn't speak it. The other county spoke
Right.
at the presser, when
I
Prosser
remember
County
when they
was the
did
one.
now. Yeah.
Yep, but
I know
Prosser
what you're
County had
talking
been doing
about.
everything first, and then
Right. Right.
the lady that did the all the speaking before, she didn't speak at
Mm-hmm.
all.
Yeah. Yeah. That was weird. And then Ryan said, that this and that. But like I stated, the girl in those photos with Zanny Mae, she's a lot thicker. You know what I mean? Like, not to be disrespectful or rude, but their bodies are not the same. Their faces have similarities, but their bodies are nothing alike. And then that girl has a tattoo here when the lady from the press conference doesn't have any tattoos. I don't assume that you can see anyways that are visible. But that would be a crazy thing if that was also a connection.
Yeah.
But I think our connections have finally came to an end. Um, Liza says, I understand Ryan doubting the complete case. I wouldn't have say it out loud with 3 million followers, but Mr. Church is a 30-year-old man. He knows that actions have consequences. That is true. Data Funk says, I'm sorry, it's what? Data Funk, that is Tyler, the creator. He is the person that owns the brand Odd Future, which is the hoodie that Kiely was wearing that night. TF20 says, I think that has to do with the lack of anyone talking or taking the Hellcat and the $150,000 GoFundMe. Yeah, but Brian, instead of giving the car to AWP, I reckon he give them $40,000. I was told, I think that's what he gave for the car before. But the GoFundMe thing, you guys, I mean, I'm sure they just picked a number, and I'm also sure her mother didn't set it up. I'm sure someone set it up for her mother and just wants her to get as much money as possible from the community, because she has went through a tragedy. I mean, I don't really know what to say about what value a life holds, but to me, a life holds a lot of value. Um, let's see here. I am real sick right now, says Luann. And let's see, it's been bad for the last 6 months. I know it's nothing to do with what we're talking about, but just sharing. Luann, I'm really sorry to hear that.
Oh.
And I really hope to God that your health starts to come back up now that I'm back in your life. I will do my best to make you smile, girl, and get you dancing like we did that time, after my live when we talked for hours. I try to always, if a member of our community is down, sick, or whatever, I try to make time to at least put a smile on your faces. I'm never, ever going to be too good to speak to you guys. Now, there may be times that I'm busy or something, or don't get it, or one of my hoodlums has my phone and sees the notification and I don't tell me. That does happen. But I truly do care about you guys and your opinions and your health. I'm sorry, says Jane to Luann. And then Datafuck says, Tyler, create nothing, question mark. Luann, going through a lot of TED, going through a lot of testing, but still no help so far. Well, we're really sorry to hear that. I hope they figure out what it is.
Yeah.
Liza, go ahead. I'm sorry, Steph.
No, I was just saying that in agreement with you that she gets better.
Right. Liza says, I don't get why Kylie's mother has a GoFundMe. Grandpa's property is on the market for 1.5 million. Do they have monetary issues? I don't know that answer. I hope not. I truly hope not. But even if they are struggling, that doesn't mean that they're guilty of something. You know what I mean? I'm not rich. Shit. I'm a broke old country girl, but that don't mean that I would ever do anything to anyone. I would never. And I just don't think that that's anything. Jasmine D says, "Hi, he was maybe thinking, okay, one body in the car, but some others out." Yeah, see, what I was thinking is that someone was in the car in the driver's seat, and that's why he stopped to pause to think, because he didn't want to say, like, he can't give it away if they do have evidence that someone else took her there in the car, or that someone else was involved, or that someone was in the car when it went in, or whatever the matter. And the window busting thing, the front driver's side window was busted. The back driver's side window was down. And I found the window being down back there to be the part that I was like, was it possible that Kiely was trying to get out and trying to get that down, and that's where it stopped? And then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a
Oh, I
hard thing to
pray to
think
God she
about.
was not awake when she
Me
went in
too,
that water.
honestly. I pray to God that honestly, I hope it was the most peaceful way to pass, truly.
Yes. I can't
Because
imagine being in a car and
and I don't even really like talking about that, because when my dad, like with the lawnmower thing, like all I could think about for weeks and weeks was just him being under there. And oh yeah. So my heart goes out like tremendously. And I'm even sorry I said it out loud, truly. But I hope that she passes peacefully as possible. 1000%.
yeah.
And as he, Data Funk, I think it was glass on the beach taped off from the window. Oh, so you think that the evidence marker with the literal officer standing there who was watching the evidence, that it was glass? I was wondering if it was the phone
I
or
was thinking
or
phone too. Well, the
right.
phone, if it was the phone though, wouldn't it have they been able to get a ping if it was on the shore though?
Well, they did actually, but not where that square was like marked off with the police tape, but literally, listen, I don't know, right there at the edge of the water, right before it would have went in, that is where that ping was that they kept talking about. Is that not insane? Literally, like in a straight freaking line, in a straight line to the car. And that's
Mm.
what I'm saying. How could they miss all of this? It's impossible. It's impossible. It's like either it's on purpose or it's lack of fucking even giving a shit. And it's clear. You know? I mean,
Oh
it's
my
just I'm
God.
serious. You can't make this stuff up. Lola Rue says, that is weird, Liza, and for so much on the GoFundMe. JC says, from the beginning, I haven't thought it was an accident. Still don't. I don't either, JC, but I understand why other people do. Um, Hippie Sissy says, Liza, from my understanding, the lodge was for sale before she went missing. She was graduating. Maybe the parents and grandparents were going to retire or travel while she was in college. Just speculation. That's also possible. What do you think about that, Steph?
Well, they when they asked about that's possible, but when they asked about what she was going to do that since she graduated early, they said she
Mm-hmm.
had not made plans yet.
Right. I know where I heard her dad talking, like she was going to go to school for music, but he also kept saying that she wanted to go for like to be a doctor or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, a neurosurgeon or something.
That's what he was saying, but yet she was actually going to school for music, not for that. I don't know.
Did there was when you what do you think
Guys, I
about
just
this?
put the link in the comments. That way, if any of you would like to come up with me and stuff and discuss your thoughts, you can. Tonight is open panel. I don't want to get a large amount at one time, but you're more than welcome to come up, throughout the live. Now, what did you say? I'm so sorry.
Okay, now I'm going conspiracy theory.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, what if after they cleared um that lake, cleared the lake, they they took the car and put it like somebody was hiding it,
That girl, yes.
and then
If
we're like put it in there. They're like, okay, they've been there. Now
That's
we
another
can.
possibility. It truly is, because there's only going to be a few explanations for why the car wasn't found, right? And that
Yep.
could be the reason. Maybe she was hidden somewhere in the car and then later brought back thinking, oh, well, they've already searched it so much, they're not never going to look again.
Now
Not
they'll be able
thinking
to
the
tell.
AW. They'll be able to tell, yes.
Yep, because
The black box
Or
and all
Lavidia.
that.
Yep, and the Lavidity will be able to tell if she was moved after death.
Hmm.
So,
We need
yep.
these answers terribly bad so that I think it'll help tame down a lot of the issues that we're speaking about tonight.
Ugh.
The toxicology report,
Oh
if
yeah,
the phone's in the car or not, what is on the phone? Did she actually call Sammy at 12:36? Was any of this done by someone else? The texts that were sent, was it actually her? Because remember, with Shanann, Chris Watts was sending text messages and pretending to be her.
right.
Mm,
Well, don't get me on Chris Watts because I think there's
mm.
more. I am a total. I
Oh, we
stole.
we know things that totally, it's unreal that you know it to be true, and there's someone out there who is not in prison right now. Oh,
Uh huh. And
Ugh.
were you here? I don't know if you left yet when Larry came on the scene.
Oh yeah, remember I helped Larry a lot. Like
Did you?
left him to
Okay.
death in the beginning.
In the beginning. Okay,
Right.
so I still have. I don't think all of his points were invalid. See, I know we could go on a total different. That's a whole nother live, but so
Yeah,
I
and we'll
still
do
have.
that live if you want.
I would love it. Like, girl,
We
yes.
can dive back into the old times. I don't want to go back to like the way it was,
No, no,
but
no, no, no.
but it never hurts to touch on the Chris Watts case every now and then.
Yes.
Right.
So
Okay, let me read you
okay,
a
go back
couple
to
more comments real quick if you don't care, because we're getting we
this
got a
is your
lot of comments.
this
It's
is your show,
insane.
honey.
All right. Because the property is now listed for that much doesn't mean that they have tons of money, right? That's true, Jane. TF20 says, I have a problem with 200 people being at a party and there are no pictures or videos when kids have their phones glued to their faces and no pictures or videos of her being there. Now, I know that the police officers had kind of put like a put pressure on these children. Now and there was drugs and alcohol at the party. Would you want to people, if you didn't want nobody to talk to you, if you didn't want to have to speak to police about what you saw, would you post those pictures and share them?
Or did the police get them?
And also, that's where I was going next. The police needed those photos, right, and the videos and whatnot. And Sammy kept saying that they had all kinds, which turns out they did not, but that they do have some. And that's what police wanted. They wanted them to receive the photos. They didn't want them to be posted. They wanted to get that. That way it didn't cause a big frenzy, I suppose. But then again, like, you got to remember what I said before that. If you're not wanting to talk to cops and you know something, you're not going to post the videos or pictures because that's going to tie you directly to that party, you know? And it's going
Yep.
to prove that the party existed. What? Too much light on me? Nobody said anything. Was I really like white, you guys, or something? Eric turned my lighting off.
No, I didn't think so.
I thought it looked good. Whatever. All right. So Kelsey Williams says there were videos of kids doing donuts at the party. I just wonder, though, I did see that. Now, but do we know for a fact that that was at that party? I mean, I know that there were fake photos from parties. I don't even know what parties, but that did get brought in. That's the issue. People want to be in the spotlight and are willing to fake stuff, and it messes with everything. So I highly recommend to stop doing that. Please. If you give a shit about anyone other than yourself, please stop with the fake stuff.
Right.
Jesus. It's causing so much trouble for that family, for the investigation, and for the creators to be able to get a grasp on what to go with next. It's just causing so many distractions, and that's the purpose. And like I've stated in all the lives I've done, look over here, not over here. Funny how all this keeps taking place.
And we always need to remember that law enforcement can lie to us. They can say they just don't have that many pictures, and they can have thousands of them.
That is true. That is very true. Law enforcement can do whatever they need to do to get whatever they need done. TF20 says that video is from a party in Michigan. I thought so. Kelsey Williams, why are people showing that being connected to Kiely? I'm not sure what you mean, Kelsey, but let us know. High functioning psychopath says, this is a small town law enforcement agency. It's not NYPD. That's very true. But the FBI were involved, plus several other agencies. And they had equipment that I've not seen used in any of the cases that I've followed. And we've all followed a lot of cases. And I was impressed. Was you not impressed with this bunch of law enforcement at first?
Oh, they were on it. This was no
no.
Oh my gosh.
Like, there's so many cases that don't get this type of funding from law enforcement, and involvement and help. So many families out there missing their loved ones, and they never see the light of day as far as media and law enforcement, using their resources to find them. Most of the time, it just don't happen. So I was super impressed.
And if your family member ever goes missing, be loud as you can be. Those are the ones that get the press. You want as much press.
YouTube holds a lot of keys to that, because when we all start talking and going on and pressing them, they start doing it eventually.
Yep.
Yeah. We
Always
have a
tell.
lot of power in that. Our community can move mountains if we just stick together and not fight and argue and stuff, you know. And it's all right for us to all to have different opinions. I mean, it really is. Um, I don't I don't know. I just hope that this kind of comes to well, I just think that once we get the evidence that we're waiting on, you know, the talks report, the results from the car, the phone, all that, like I was saying, I think that's really going to help to, you know, dilute all of the issues, all the hoax accusations and stuff, because we're going to have physical evidence. Well, not necessarily physical evidence, but we're going to have like data and information that can prove where the car went, what the car done, how fast it was going, things of that nature. But I do also want to touch on something. Somebody was talking, like asking them about the car being in neutral drive and this and that, and I think it was AWP that was asked that, and they literally were like, we can't tell you that, like, you know. And I understand they can't tell you part of the investigation, but there was more body to that, like, I want to say, and it led people to believe that maybe the car, like, that it actually wasn't in drive, possibly. Did you hear anything like that?
No, I did not. I just saw the where they said they couldn't tell us.
I heard that today.
Huh. Interesting.
Uh-huh.
I was watching one of the um I can't remember who it was. If it was the guy that it was one of the guys in law enforcement, retired law enforcement, and they said if they come out soon with um the autopsy results and they're not doing an investigation, then you'll know that there was no foul play. Um, but if they are saying, if they don't give out any information and they're doing an investigation, you'll know that there's definitely foul play, which made sense. But now that's been a few, I mean, it's been a little while and I've seen the word investigation. I'm a little concerned that there might be some foul play, but I don't.
Right. I do think that there is. Truly, I do.
So yeah, but
Somehow,
then
some way. I
and
mean,
then
there's just too much.
but with all those people there, I mean, it's going to take some kids ratting on each other.
Right. But, and see, ain't that weird? I mean, that's another reason that, you know, Ryan was debating that by putting that car up, that if any of them children knew about it, that they were definitely going to like get a hold of him because of the car, right? And it's weird that no one did say anything at all, apparently. That is weird, but that still doesn't make it like, you know. Kelsey actually answered your question, Steph. She says, Prosser County set out the missing persons case. They found Kiely, so they closed that missing person case. Now, the Nevada County people are involved because the body was, I guess, in that county.
Okay, because the party was in Nevada County, but
Right.
Prosser was where mom lived.
That's what they're saying, yeah.
Okay.
And Luann says, thank you for the prayers. Much taller and bigger like me, says Jasmine D. God, I can't believe how many comments. Thank you guys so much for being so interactive with us. I truly do appreciate that because it can't do nothing but, you know, get our brains going and answer a lot of questions for not just me, but you and everybody else. Does it give dates and times for each interview? Like who got the news first and when did she change her answers after the ping? Okay. All right. So, Shy Wolf, are you talking? I seen a comment a little bit ago and then I had forgotten it. And it was like, when did Sammy start changing the times? Because I guess on the edition thing, yeah, what is that called? Oh gosh. First Edition, is that what that crime channel is called? It's like a big
Inside
media outlet.
Inside
Inside
Edition.
Edition, yes. So I guess on Inside Edition, her times and stuff were completely different from what she told us here on YouTube. I didn't know that.
Oh.
I'll have to go and look for that because I did not know anything about it. Um, let's see here. Gives time. Okay, I read that one. Just curious. Where did that information come from about the Michigan party? I had not heard that before. So that is to the person that answered that for her. Um, let's see. I believe Liza says, I believe mom when she said that her daughter didn't do drugs. It makes sense to me that mom gave a permission to assist to the party since she was sure of her kid, right? That's like all of us most of the time, unless you know your child to be like a hoodlum and to not be honest, you're going to believe them. And but we also have to remember what time that we're in. And but yeah, too, they said, Sammy is the one that gave the narrative that said she wanted to get drunk and fucked up. And Sammy is the one that told us, so maybe that ain't true at all. You're right. Maybe she would have never done drugs. It's possible.
When you were 16 though, and you were going to drink, did you like?
I mean,
I was
actually, I can tell
not.
you the truth. I never smoked marijuana. The one time I smoked it, like outside, which I mean, I've smoked it more than once now, but I had never smoked marijuana. I had already owned my own, like me and Eric, we got our own home when I was in my senior year, and it was right down from the high school. Well, my best friend Jennifer, her birthday was July the 23rd, I want to say. So May, June, July. That is the first time in 2009 I ever smoked marijuana. So I didn't. I never did anything like that. I was too afraid. I was a
Me
good
too.
kid. I was weird.
I was a good kid too, but if the couple times that I ever drank in high school, like I made sure I was staying where I was going, or we had somebody to get us home. Like there was,
Right.
I was
Responsibly.
terrified of ever getting in trouble ever.
I was
And
too. I
I
was too.
smoked pot one time in my life when I was 26, and it made me so nauseous and disgusted. And I've never done anything else. Like I am.
I had that happen to me once, and I couldn't even hold my head up. It felt like my head was so heavy. I don't know if my friend had gave me some kind of weird stuff that I should have never been touching since I'm not a normal consumer of the product, but
Right.
oh yeah, I was ill. I was really ill.
I'm just boring.
No, you're not. You're not
I'm
boring. I'm
I'm
enjoying this. Thank
boring.
you for coming on. And yeah, sharing. It takes a lot, to share your stories and stuff, to tell about your life.
Oh girl,
We
I
all
got
know too
stories.
well how judgy people could be, but fuck it. You know, you just be yourself.
Now in my 20s,
Lulu.
I got a little crazy with the
That's all right. We have to get it
drinking,
out of our systems.
but I've never wanted to get into drugs because I saw some people just lose everything.
Right.
You
Yes.
know,
Well, I am a supporter of marijuana. I
hey,
think
hey,
that
I'm
if people
fine with
smoke it
everybody else.
reasonably, that is great. But I am, however, not a supporter of narcotics. Because of my health and issues, things with my body, my doctor early on in my life had put me on like pain medications and stuff. And it took me a long time to just decide that
Yep.
I didn't want to take it anymore. And let me tell you, even though it was a prescribed medication, it was like a long couple of weeks from not taking it anymore. But I think that it helped me clarify my life and the way I look at things and how I react to things. Um,
Yeah.
and I seen my family. I mean, they would steal my prescribed medications and some really
Oh my
crazy,
god.
awful things. Yeah. So those type of drugs can really ruin a family, people's lives. I mean, it's sad. It's so sad.
Oh,
It's
trust me, I
sickening.
know. I know. I was drug rehab nurse. Now I'm all for people using marijuana
Yeah,
for
you just smoke
themselves.
weed.
But I can't do it myself because I'm a nurse and we're not allowed to do that. But I have had patients that had Parkinson's disease, and I've seen like where they shook, they would shake so badly. But then if they once they started taking marijuana, the
It helped.
patients that would be so sick. The only thing that would make them feel better.
Right.
So I'm and it's in our state, it's legal for medical reasons. And my daughter, that was one of the things that had really helped her. I told you she had mental
Right.
health issues, and it helped with her anxiety.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
yeah, so like I'm not saying that I'm against that at all. I'm just saying I can't
Right.
have it for
So it
myself.
helped yeah. Right, I get it. Well, that's awesome that,
Yeah,
it helped and that, I think most people would rather see people smoke weed because we've
yep,
just seen the epidemic and it's taken so many lives. When I worked at the jail,
Yes.
I had so many babies that would come in there, and now they're no longer living. And I went to their funerals, and it's just
Oh,
so
yeah.
sad how many people, I mean, just in my region, for instance. Now, let's think of your region and all the other people that are watching right now. That I know that each one of you had know someone who died from an overdose for sure. Or I know a few cases where people were injected and like murdered, like by
Oh,
being
yeah.
overdosed. Yeah, it's crazy. It's awful. And I just hope that it continues to get better, because statistics are showing that it is getting better. It's just taking time. People have to want to quit. They have to want to not do it, regardless to how they're doing it, if it's prescribed to them or if it's not. You have to decide when it's time to not do it no more, and the doctors don't tell you, all of these things. They just tell you this will fix it, and it don't fix it. You need to have the surgeries that are required, and if there isn't any, try a holistic thing like marijuana. Maybe it could help, you know
Yep. I had
but I don't damn anyone on drugs either. If you ever need to talk, I would gladly talk to you and keep everything private.
Oh, absolutely. When I worked as a drug rehab nurse, that was the hardest job I ever had. And I would have I will never forget this one patient. I'll just say her name was
Sally.
Sally. So Sally came in. She was so mean, and I was like, "Oh, she's gonna be one of
Right.
those." And a lot of them would fake that they were having pain so they
Oh,
could leave
yes.
to go to the ER, and I'd be like, "Dude, you don't even have to be here. This is all like, um, it you don't
Voluntary.
voluntary. You can walk out the door and go to the hospital yourself. Like you don't need me to send you off in an ambulance." So anyway, so she was one of those, but as she as she detoxed, um I saw such a change in brightness in her eyes, and I said, "You're going to be one of those that is going to be able to come back here and work, because the
Be
best worker."
successful.
Yep, I said the ones that are the best workers here are the ones that come back after they've been an addict, or they're always addicts, but um, that are in recovery. They come back and they can understand what the addicts are going through during detox and recovery for the 90 days they're
Absolutely.
here. I could not do that. So it was not, I couldn't get that. Um, I couldn't reach them like the ones that were already in recovery could.
Right.
And so we just became really, really close. And she graduated. I'll never forget our graduation day. I was off and I came in to work. I mean, I came in to work. I didn't work, but
I get what you're
just
saying.
just to watch her graduate because I was so
That is
proud of
so
her.
sweet. Hey,
And
so I don't mean to like betray from that, but it shows that you're a really good person, and um, you've had hard jobs and you've seen people struggle, and um, you know. So my last question for you though is this: so what brought you into true crime? Like what caused that that fire in your heart? That we all have.
I'm trying to think. I would say that I I watched like the old stuff like on ID and everything.
Growing
And
up.
then when I watched I Shanann on all of those videos, and you felt like you knew her.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that was such a moving. Oh
yep,
my God,
that was
jeez.
probably it. And then I realized that YouTube dug in so much deeper than
Mm-hmm.
than anything else, and then I was addicted.
Yeah,
And
I mean, it is. And it's a getaway, and you can put your effort in, you can get involved, and it's a community. And we need to love each other and be there for each other. So
yep,
yeah. But Steph, thank you for coming on.
thank you for
I'm gonna
having
have to get
me.
off in a minute. So I'm gonna
Thank you for having me. I appreciate. I'm
yeah.
sorry if I stayed too long, but
Girl,
you.
you did not stay too long. I had you here. I'm thankful you came on. If anyone else does before I get off, if they do want to come on to share their comments as well, I'm going to post the link real quickly. But yeah, thank you for coming
All
on,
right,
Steph, for
thank you.
sharing your thoughts. And I look forward to talking with you again. You're welcome
Absolutely.
anytime.
All right, you have a blessed night.
Bye, babe.
Bye.
Okay, so I wanted to note this. Data Funk says that the GoFundMe is for the reward, and that they have said that the larger donations have been returned. Let's see here. Can't imagine losing my baby girl. Scariest way to go. Absolutely. Swimming pool, deep water. Oh goodness. Let's see here. The local, and you notice that Sammy in that interview, she said that Kiely loved the water, and you could tell she did, but it was just so like mysterious now that we know where she was. The local guy who was there picking up trash in Zav's, the fire pit and grass all around. Yeah, I watched that video to figure out where the party was. Yeah, she did such an excellent job on that video. Luann says, my nephew drowned when he was 18 and it was an accident, but we never could prove it. So, I'm so sorry to hear that, Lou. So sorry. Cassie says, don't you think Ryan is saying it is not real so they will prove it is, like they proved Ronnie was real? That's very possible, Cassie. It's possible. And I'm hoping that it's something like that. I really am, because he's not a bad person, and this just don't seem on brand for him at all to me. Data Funk says 1.5 million for property, commercial at that, in the Lake Tahoe area is super low. The mother wants the report sealed, says TF20. I didn't know that. Kelsey Williams says depending on autopsy, they'll be able to tell if she was in that water the entire time or put there afterwards. Yes, they will. Jasmina says, I only hoped that we get the answers from law enforcement. As she is a minor, I believe they can seal the case, isn't it? Yeah, where she's underage, it's highly likely. Oh my goodness. That would be, oh wow. No, it wasn't Kylie's was interested in neurosurgery. That is Sammy's interest. Kiely had interest in, yeah, see, that's the thing though. Her dad, Kylie's father, in one of the media interviews that he done, he was like, she was just telling me the other day that she wanted to be in neuroscience. So that's strange if that's true, that Sammy is also interested in that, because I do know that Kiely was going to school for music and getting ready to go, actually. Liza says, thank you for sharing. I didn't know what scleroderm, I'm going to say that so wrong, that word was. There are many diseases that don't have solutions. I will pray for you. I'm going to look that up after this, actually, too. Luann, we love you, and I pray that you get better. I hope to God they figure out something. Lola Roo, look at the so-called one pic we have seen from the party. No one is holding a drink or a cup or a phone or nothing. It is weird. That is pretty weird. TF20, these kids post everything online. They do not know how to not share their whole lives on social media, which is also true. They set up 6 anonymous ways to post pictures differently to the police officers. Yes. High Devil lived. Kelsey Williams. There's a video on YouTube. I'll grab the link in a few moments. This YouTuber was using those videos. 1 second, I'll find it. Okay, thank you for that. I'm trying not to miss any of your comments, and if I do, I'm extremely sorry. Jace, let's see. Oh gosh. I knew about Kylie's case because of YouTube. I followed AWP's channel. What they do is amazing to me. They put a video out about the Kiely case. Let's see, it was between music, so one song. Amen. These videos on YouTube. Okay, we're caught up almost. Thank goodness. Inside Edition says Shy Wolf. Sorry about that. Yes, I agree with you. My comment was correcting the person on the phone with Brittany when she said KR was okay. All the money they raise for the reward money and the GoFundMe is being returned. Do you watch card readers at all? Did a reading on this case. Not that I agree with this, but the worst. Are you talking about where she said that there was going to be a messenger, an important messenger in the case, and that something big was going to come up, and then he exposed the lady from the press conferences? Because I did actually see that. Normally I don't watch card readers, but I did watch that. Weed isn't for everyone. It is for me, though, says Lola Roo. Awesome, babe. You just toke that stuff. I'm all for it. Weed smoking at 16 twice in a group, but got sick both times. Therefore, never again, Jasmina says. It happens. Lost a friend Thanksgiving of 2021. His cousin died New Year's Eve 2022. Knew them my whole life. I didn't even know they were addicts. Oh, That's also something that happens, you know. You sometimes just don't know that people are doing stuff. I really believe Sammy had something to do with it. I do too. Speculatory, but yes, I do too. I have something I want to mention to you guys, and it's very important. I have the clip, but I can't play it tonight. We'll do that tomorrow. But I don't even know if yeah, there it is. Oops. But did you all catch in All American Dream Catchers live with he done with Bump Lip Lady, you know, Zanny Mae? Did you guys notice that when he like had to like step out for a second and he told Zanny to take over? Did you guys notice that she was like, her lip is not a bump? She states that she fell when she was out at the Prosser Lake putting her canoe in or whatever and looking. She says that she fell on some rocks and busted her face, and that's where her bruise came from, and some other things. Did you guys catch that? That's pretty weird that she had like defensive wounds, you know, and she was there at Prosser Campground when Kiely went missing that night, apparently at a Hispanic party or somewhere around it somehow. She's from that area. She got so involved. She went on Tony Dodge's live for what reason? And she was super defensive over Ronnie for what reason? Does she know Sammy? Are they friends? Was she in the car with Sammy and Kiely? So many questions, so much speculation, but I'm sure it's possible, you know. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't even bring it up. But that's weird to me that she had those wounds, the lip, the bruises. Why? Because the bruise seemed like somebody might have grabbed her, you know, and like, you know, they don't seem like you'd fail. Because my daughter wrecked her bike the other day, right? And she did bust her lip. But she has scrapes and bruises and scratches and all of that. And it don't, it's just weird. It's just weird. And I thought it was great to mention. I do have that clip and we'll look at it tomorrow. Oh, wow, Jasmine, your body must just not like it. Jasmine said, okay, let's move on a little bit, guys. I thank you all for all of your comments. I really wanted to bring up a few more of you for your thoughts. If you guys would like to come up, please let me know before we end the live. And sorry, I tip fast and am Swiss. Have not English as first. That's fine, Jasmine. You are welcome, your baby. Thank you for all of your opinions and thoughts. That's what we're here to do, is to talk together and figure out what's going on and try to solve these things. But I do things that some of the other YouTubers don't do. I talk about the crime, but I also talk about creators that are maybe causing a stir around the case. I'm just open to anything as far as the discussion goes, as long as it's around the case. Liza, let's see, orthopedic surgeon. Orthopedic surgeon may have been what her dad was saying. I know, so sorry for the whole family. I'm glad that you're back, Brittany, says Jane. I'm glad to be back. This feels so natural at this point. I'm starting to get back into it. JC says weird injuries. No, oh no, you guys missed that. Am I the first person to bring this up? Because if I am, then that's a pretty big deal. But yeah, she had injuries and she discussed that it happened. Literally, she states that it happened while she was at Prosser searching. Yeah. Do have to agree, it is starting to make me feel like another case, if you know what I mean. But I think it was a little too far today. Yeah, Jeannie Cooper, I agree. I don't want to be disrespectful, and that's actually why I chose to talk about it, because I felt that it was kind of disrespectful. Don't know where he's going with it. It may be something like, there may be something more to it. Maybe he's got an idea and that's what he's doing, but I hope he really clarifies that, because calling this a hoax, we've seen Alex Jones just get sued in court because of what he said, you know. And even Alex Jones, he has put in a lot of work when it comes to being a journalist, and he has uncovered a lot of suspicious, crazy shit that our government does. I like Alex Jones. I love Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan supports him and has seen things and knows things. They know things that most people don't, right? I don't agree, you know, with the way he went about the whole shooting and all of that, Sandy Hook, you know, but I understand, just like I was saying with Ryan, when the media and all of the police and all this is messing up everything and giving us false information and messing up on tips or whatever, it fucks the case up, and it does make you wonder. So at times, once it goes so far, if there's any realness to it. But I can tell you that it is very real, and it sucks that it is. I wish that it was true that this was a hoax, but it isn't. This is real life, and it's permanent, you guys. So we have to be super careful, and especially when you're a public figure. I'm just a small YouTuber, right? I used to have a decent following. Now I have a small following, but even I have to watch what I say and be careful. Well, Ryan has a huge following, and it's very, very detrimental that he is careful sometimes, you know? But I do love him, and I wish no harm. I just hope that he clarifies. Or if this is a manic situation or anything else, I pray to God that someone in his circle loves him enough to help him and not be a yes man. He just told everybody that has something to say about it to unfollow him. I mean, if he wants me to unfollow him because I've took up for him and whatnot, and I've been a fan for a very long time. But I mean, if he doesn't like that I have these opinions and thoughts and whatever, I would absolutely do that. Jenny says, "Oh no, no, no! But I like that we all have an opinion and we can talk about it. I feel so bad for the family, but I just think it went a little too far today. I do as well." Shy Wolf says, "So far you have been extremely respectful, even to those who have done you dirty. So I'm very happy to be here. Stay you, baby girl." Thank you so much, Shy Wolf. I'm so thankful for that. That is so sweet. I try to be a good person. I'm not always perfect. I make mistakes. I can be a bitch, but I always do mean well. And a lot of times I get fucked for it. And it sucks, you know? Kelsey Williams, see you, sweetheart. I'm going to bed. Thank you for covering this case. You're absolutely welcome, Kelsey. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time again. Let's see. We definitely miss my state of Kentucky. I miss it. I'm miserable here in Florida. It's hot as hell. Oh, Jenny, I'm sorry. That sucks. What is your opinion on this case? I will say things just don't add up. If they say it was an accident, I won't believe it. I do not believe it was an accident by any stretch of imagination. And the way that it's looking, law enforcement, the investigation, and the way they're being, I think that they also feel that somebody was involved. And Sammy is just so suspicious. Now that yeah, so listen, I'm gonna I don't know, I don't remember how much StreamYard is, but I'm getting after this. If I have enough in my Cash App after this live, I'm going to purchase it so that tomorrow's live, and we may even do an early live tomorrow if I get the chance. Because tonight I really wanted to share some materials with you guys, and since I didn't get to do that, but if you guys would like to help support so that our channel, like in our content, so we can do more, you can do so at my Cash App, which is money sign Brittany LOUU. I appreciate it very much. You do not have to. This channel is not monetized as far as ads or anything like that. You can't send me super chats. I'm sure I could get that fixed easily, but I feel that it's best this way because it just helps. A lot of the other YouTubers, there's so many crazed. The only way I'm getting any funds or anything is if it's over on my Cash App. And I promise you, just like before, I will use it to buy like a new computer. I need a new computer now, new lighting, new whatever, and for StreamYard. Other than that, I don't ever want anyone to help me profit off of someone else's misfortune. Okay. So please, that's just sick. And I know there's plenty of people that do it. I've seen it, but I am a creator and I do believe that we should get paid for our work. It's just that there's a line there, when you're begging and being disgusting. I just can't do that. So whatever. But that's enough of that. Amen. I think that's why I love your channel more and more, because you're from where I'm from, and I hope to see you not go away because I like your channel. We can have an open discussion. Absolutely. I'm not never going to tell somebody to be quiet or what, unless they're being, absolutely disrespectful, rude, and disgusting. But here, you don't have to be afraid to share your opinions, even if they may be a little weird or wild. You're all welcome here. I'm a weirdo. Just let Sammy girl just something about the whole situation. I just add 2 + 2 = 4. Something to say, add up. Yeah. But my opinion is that it's possible that Sammy and Zanny might be good friends. And Sammy and Kiely were not actually good friends. They hadn't known each other very long. And I just feel there's some involvement there. This is very speculatory. So I am just speculating. This is not 100% proof. But in my opinion, the evidence and the media that we have, the interviews we have, all of the inconsistencies, when I put 2 and 2 together, this is what I find. And it's weird to me that Zanny Mae shows up takes over his podcast, treats Ryan like she did, and has those injuries. That is so strange to me. JC says, thank you, Brittany. I'm so glad that I found your channel a few nights ago. I grew up in Kentucky too. Well, awesome, you guys. So we're fellow Kentuckians. Awesome. I hope you guys stick around forever. I love all of you. We still love you, and I'm so glad you're back. I love your channel. Don't go nowhere, says Jenny. Brittany has always been great at true crime, says Angela, clips and giggles. Hey, Angela. Long time no see. I've got love in my heart for you, and I just wanted to make sure you knew. Jenny says, hey, you're working your way back to the top, and we'll be glad to stay in there with you. I can't wait to see what you come up with. You're a great creator. Thank you so much, Jenny. That is so, so, so complimentary, and I appreciate it. And I love all of you. Thank you, Brittany. I'm so glad that I found. Okay, I've read them all. So does anyone want to come in before I get off and share their opinions, thoughts, or anything? I'm going to post the link really quickly here. You don't have to use your camera if you don't want to. You can just talk. You don't even have to tell your real name if you don't want to. But if you have any thoughts or opinions on any part of this, on the Kiely Rodni case, on Zanny Mae, on Sammy, on Ryan and what's going on there, any of it, you can gladly come on and discuss those with me. See, I hope there was no hard feelings. Things got nuts. I've missed you. No hard feelings here, babe. Not at all. I've missed you too. I've missed all of you. I just hope that now you guys know me and you know who I am and you know what really happened. And you know I was telling the truth. And so just hopefully in the future, nobody can dispute my credibility, I guess, because you guys know all too well now that I'm honest even when it isn't the best for me. But I love you guys. And Angela, even you're welcome to come on and share your thoughts tonight if you would like before I hop off. I'd hate for the live to be this odd of a number. It's an hour and 46 minutes, so we could go to 2 hours. Judy Cooper, I had a stroke a couple years back. I'm solo coming back, but forgive me. I hope you can understand me. Oh, I understand you, baby. And listen, I'm really weird with my words, so don't you worry about a thing. You were so right on many, many things, says Angela. I know. There's a lot of things that I do wish I would have shared before and didn't. But it is what it is, right? You know, I just put it in the past and they can't touch me. Our channel is going to blow to the moon because I'm never going to allow anyone to control it or come in ever again and just do the things that happened before. And, you know, all it takes is me not responding. And I allowed quite a few people to talk me into doing so. Thank you. The point is to exchange information and to listen to others people's opinions. Tolerance is important in this crazy world. Absolutely, Liza. 1000% that is true. Oh, there's a lot with that boy from the ex-boyfriend. That's weird too. Say nothing about Jagger. I just think there's a lot of jealousy there allegedly. Girl, oh my God. I was just saying that. I felt like there was something. The way Sammy said his name. I don't technically think that Jagger is responsible in any way. I think he's really mourning. But I wonder what Sammy don't like have a thing for him or something there, something. Because there were accusations going around when this first came about that it's possible Jagger had also been in a relationship with her and that got shut down really quickly. But who's to say that they weren't a couple at some point in time or that isn't why Kiely broke up with him or, you know, hoping to come back to Corbin or London saying, Richmond's not far from me, Jenny. Maybe sometime we could meet up, babes. But guys, if that's it, we can end it at an hour and 50 minutes. You're welcome to come on. Oh, I probably should go see if there's any guests waiting. Nope, no guests waiting. All right. So if you'd like to help me be able to get the StreamYard where I can share video, media, and all that, you can donate to my Cash App, which is the money sign, Brittany, Brittany, all lowercase, LOUU. Brittany Lou with 2 U's. Let's see. I'm with you from day one in the other channel. I was so sad to see you truly not trying to be funny, but you don't cuss me out for not understanding me when I write kind of stupid. Are you serious? If anyone ever talks to you negatively about anything like that, just come and get me because that's fucking disrespectful and rude. And I love you. You're absolutely welcome here, Jenny. I understand what you're saying. And you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome here. You're safe here. Your opinions, your thoughts, no matter how you type it out, I don't care. I'm glad you're here talking with me and talking about this case and spreading awareness for the situations that are taking place around this case, because it's kind of chaos and somebody had to say something. I'm a supporter, so I felt like it was my duty to not be a yes man and say, hey, this is a little too far. I may not be understanding the situation or something, but I'm pretty sure I understand it pretty clearly, and it's starting to look really bad, when it comes to Ryan. But yeah, you guys, I love all of you. Thank you for being part of the MCF family. We can still be the MCF family. In fact, I was thinking about starting fresh one day and creating a new Mysteriously Case Files channel for all of us to lay around and talk and discuss cases, and at times just meet up to talk about life. But I love you guys dearly. Thank you for being here again. Make sure you follow me on um, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, please. Make sure you hit a like on the video. And I love you guys so much. But I've got to get my kid off to school tomorrow. We have cheerleading practice tomorrow. Actually, I may bring you guys along during a live. Yeah, I may do that on Instagram. I may do like a cheerleading Instagram live. So make sure you go over to my Instagram. It's Brittany Lou Preston. You should be able to find me easily. And I also have Facebook. So yes, good night, you guys. I love you so much. What was my song? Oh, I miss him. I hope he comes back too. Hey there, Brittany. You want to sit down and have a good time? Friends are the best. Say hello to the guest while we investigate the true crime. So yeah, I love you guys. I hope all of my fans come back. Good night, toodles. Say a prayer for Kiely's family and friends tonight as all of this craziness is going on. And let's just pray that we get the answers to figure out what really happened and find justice for this baby. So I'm signing off, you guys. This is Mysteriously Brittany, and you guys are the Mysterious Case File family. And I love you. Toodles.